Today, Netflix stands as a $200 billion media titan commanding the global entertainment landscape. Its reach and influence are unparalleled. Yet, this success wasn't inevitable. In 2011, the company faced a near catastrophic crisis that pushed it to the brink of collapse. Netflix's trajectory wasn't a straight path. It was defined by aggressive, often painful strategic pivots, choosing to reinvent itself before the market forced it to. In 1997, Netflix disrupted the home entertainment industry with a simple yet revolutionary idea: the DVD by mail service. By removing the need to visit physical rental stores, Netflix directly challenged giants like Blockbuster, which relied on foot traffic and late fees for revenue. While DVD by mail was the foundation, leadership like co-founder Mark Randolph understood that physical media was a temporary, dying medium. The end game was always digital distribution. In 2011, Netflix made its most controversial gamble: the decision to split its DVD by mail and streaming businesses into two separate services. Under the new brand, Quickster, customers were forced to manage two separate accounts. The backlash was immediate and severe. The result was a near bankruptcy crisis. The company lost 800,000 subscribers in a single quarter, and the stock price plummeted as investors panicked. This disaster remains a pivotal moment in business history, proving that even a market leader can reach the brink of collapse by losing sight of their customer experience. In 2011, Netflix faced its greatest existential threat, the Quickster fiasco. By attempting to split the DVD and streaming services into two separate brands, they alienated millions of subscribers. The result was immediate and brutal: the loss of 800,000 subscribers and a staggering decline in stock value. It was a clear signal that the company's legacy thinking was no longer sustainable. This failure forced the board and leadership to abandon physical media legacy thinking. They realized that to win the future, they had to cannibalize their own cash cow, the DVD by mail service. The crisis became a catalyst for an industry-defining pivot. Netflix committed fully to digital streaming infrastructure, setting the stage for its emergence as a global media powerhouse. In 2013, Netflix executed one of the most critical pivots in media history. They transitioned from a mere distributor of licensed content to a premier producer of original programming. Unlike traditional Hollywood studios, Netflix treated content creation as an engineering challenge. By analyzing millions of subscriber interactions, they identified a high-probability hit. House of Cards proved that original content, guided by viewer data, was the key to building a sustainable and loyal subscriber base. Netflix transformed Hollywood by treating content creation like a tech engineering problem. Instead of relying on gut feeling, they use hyper-granular viewer data to predict success before a single scene is filmed. Their greenlighting process relies on three pillars. First, they analyze completion rates across millions of profiles. Second, they pinpoint specific genre combinations and cast appeal. Finally, this shifts content creation from an artistic gamble to a calculated business decision. By standardizing content as a product, Netflix builds a portfolio of shows tailored to specific audiences. This technological approach allows them to scale original production with unprecedented precision. Netflix operates on a powerful strategic mechanism known as the subscriber flywheel. This cycle ensures long-term growth by creating a self-reinforcing loop of value. The cycle functions in 5 key stages. Original content attracts users, while its quality keeps them subscribed. This steady revenue generates cash, which is reinvested into more content, ultimately making Netflix an essential part of the viewer's life. This creates a positive feedback loop. By constantly refining content based on data, Netflix ensures the flywheel continues to spin, making it increasingly difficult for competitors to replicate their ecosystem. The early 2020s were a period of intense fragmentation, often called the streaming wars. However, by mid-decade, the landscape underwent a significant cooling phase as the market reached saturation. Many smaller services either folded or merged, leaving behind a few dominant platforms. This consolidation proved that high-quality content production is a capital-intensive game. In this new reality, Netflix emerged as an essential utility. By prioritizing global infrastructure and consistent content, it became the foundation of home entertainment, rather than just another subscription option. The wars ultimately ended not with a total victor, but with a structural shift toward market stability. Netflix solidified its lead, setting the standard for the entire streaming era. Between 2023 and 2025, Netflix implemented a major shift, ending free password sharing between households. Counterintuitively, the crackdown triggered the largest growth spurt in the company's history. This proved Netflix's essential value. Users chose to pay rather than leave. Key drivers included frictionless account transitions and the high quality of original content. By securing these memberships, Netflix solidified its position as a household staple, transforming a perceived risk into a massive financial gain. To maintain growth, Netflix introduced an ad-supported tier. This strategic shift was designed to capture price-sensitive users who were previously excluded by the premium pricing model. The ad tier quickly became a primary engine for growth. By 2026, over 50% of all new global signups were choosing these hybrid plans, proving the model's essential role in modern streaming. Netflix has strategically expanded into live programming, moving beyond its traditional on-demand library. By introducing live sports and award shows, Netflix bridges the engagement gap. Unlike on-demand content, which consumers watch at their own pace, live events drive real-time conversation and consistent platform activity throughout the year. High-stakes events like awards shows serve as cultural touchpoints. They provide shared viewing experiences that traditional streaming models often lack, reinforcing Netflix's role as a primary entertainment hub. Ultimately, live integration is about transformation, turning Netflix from a secondary library into a daily entertainment utility. Netflix's competitive advantage lies in its global distribution infrastructure. It can launch a single title in 190 countries simultaneously. By leveraging proprietary global caching and the Open Connect network, Netflix minimizes latency, ensuring high-quality playback regardless of a user's location. Unlike traditional cable, which is fragmented by regional licensing and physical boundaries, Netflix's digital-first model creates a seamless, uniform global experience. Netflix views gaming not as a quick profit play, but as a strategic long bet. By integrating interactive titles into their platform, they aim to deepen engagement with their intellectual property. Gaming bridges the gap between passive viewing and active engagement. Players can inhabit the worlds they love, turning shows like Stranger Things into interactive stories. The core strategy revolves around three pillars: deepening intellectual property ties, increasing the total time users spend within the Netflix ecosystem, and adding intrinsic value to the subscription. As Netflix matures, this long-term strategy of cross-device gaming will continue to be a primary tool for retention and platform expansion. Netflix treats content production as an engineering challenge. By leveraging AI, the company significantly reduces the cost per hour for high-end content through automation in post-production and localization. Traditional Hollywood production is notoriously expensive. AI-driven alternatives can be thousands of % cheaper, allowing Netflix to optimize budgets for talent and design without sacrificing quality. Localization is a major expense. Netflix uses AI for automated video dubbing, lip syncing, and translation. This process translates content into dozens of languages simultaneously, making high-end content accessible globally at a fraction of the traditional cost. Beyond production, AI drives marketing personalization and streamlines global delivery. These technologies enable Netflix to maintain a lean, high-output production engine that defines its market-leading strategy. At the heart of Netflix's meteoric rise is a unique management philosophy known as freedom and responsibility. This culture is built on the belief that top-tier talent, when given the freedom to act, achieves far more than teams hindered by rigid bureaucracy. The culture rests on four main pillars. First, high talent density, where the company focuses on hiring top-tier performers. Second, radical candor, encouraging unfiltered feedback. Third, leadership provides context rather than control. And finally, these elements combine to enable unprecedented iterative speed. By shifting from process-driven to people-driven workflows, Netflix transformed its internal culture into a competitive moat that rivals even its vast content library. Vertical integration is a strategy where a company controls multiple stages of its production process. For Netflix, this means moving beyond just content creation to owning the entire delivery pipeline. Traditionally, companies relied on third-party content delivery networks. Netflix, however, built its own proprietary technology called Open Connect. This diagram shows how Netflix communicates directly with ISPs to cache content closer to the end user, minimizing latency and bandwidth strain. By controlling the hardware and the software stack, Netflix transforms from a simple service provider into a robust digital utility, cementing its market leadership. Wall Street currently classifies Netflix alongside the tech giants of the world. Unlike traditional movie studios, which are valued based on their physical asset libraries and volatile box office returns, Netflix is valued as a scalable technology platform. This valuation shift is driven by four key factors: its massive global scale, its unique proprietary data stack for content decisioning, its unparalleled delivery infrastructure, and software-driven economics that enable consistent free cash flow. By treating production like a product engineering problem, Netflix has effectively decoupled itself from the risks inherent in the traditional Hollywood business model, justifying its status as a cornerstone of the modern digital economy. True innovation often demands a painful choice: the willingness to sacrifice your most profitable legacy business to secure your future. Netflix's rise was not just about technology, but the courage to cannibalize its own DVD by mail service. Even though it was a reliable cash generator, leadership recognized that streaming was the future. By intentionally shrinking its physical media business, Netflix unlocked the resources and focus needed to dominate the global streaming era. This is the hallmark of a resilient, long-term innovator. At the heart of Netflix's success is a commitment to customer centricity. It is not just a buzzword, it is the fundamental framework for every strategic decision. Every major move by Netflix, from the switch to streaming to the ad tier, was designed to reduce friction for the user. By identifying bottlenecks in the onboarding process, they prioritized seamless access over traditional gatekeeping. Traditional entertainment often relied on rigid distribution schedules and gatekeeping. Netflix inverted this by focusing on ubiquity. If a user wants content, they should have it immediately, anywhere, and on any device. This obsession with the user experience transformed the platform into an essential utility, making it a strategic moat that competitors struggle to bridge. By 2026, Netflix has solidified its position as the industry leader, surpassing 300 million global paid households. This growth reflects the platform's evolution into an essential utility for modern entertainment. The maturation of the ad-supported tier has been a major success. More than half of new signups now choose these plans, creating a critical revenue stream that helps stabilize market saturation. Netflix's dominance is no longer just about content. It is anchored in a global distribution infrastructure and proprietary technology that competitors find nearly impossible to replicate at scale. The Netflix journey proves that survival in the tech age requires constant, data-backed reinvention. Netflix went from a near-bankrupt DVD service to an indispensable global media giant. Ultimately, Netflix remains a definitive blueprint for how companies can evolve, adapt, and lead in a rapidly changing digital landscape.